Okay. How are you, ladies? Nice seeing you.
Good to see you too, Rabbanit.
Let's start with a story. So, this is a true story that happened in Israel a few years ago. A guy by the name Yaniv Dahan was 38 years old, living in Bnei Brak, father to 4 children. He had once, he liked to help people, and he once was escorting a sick patient to a hospital in Boston to helping out to go through some kind of medical procedure or surgery or whatever. And he was staying there for a while, and for Shabbat they were invited by one of the Jewish families there. So as they were sitting and talking, the owner told him that some time ago he donated a kidney to somebody, and he did this great mitzvah and he feels fine with this and he's okay and he's perfectly healthy and everything is good. And this Yaniv got so excited. He felt that he wants to do the same. He felt that he wants to do the same act of kindness because, I don't know, he talked to him. He thought it's a great thing to do to help other people. So he started to investigate about that. He started to check online all kind of information about this, who can be a donor and how, and what are the, you know, what can happen, if it's dangerous, if it's not, whatever. And when he came back to Israel, it took him some time to find out this information. One day he had a day off from his job, and he had anyway to extend his license on his motorcycle or something. So he had to go and spend some time by the motor vehicle, whatever. And he went there, and they told him that he has to go through major eye exams for that license. And as they examined him, he had to go, had to get a signature by his physician, family physician, that he's all okay, that he's all normal, that he's all healthy, whatever. So he was asking his physician about donating a kidney. What does he need to do for that? How long it takes? If he could make tests on him to see if he's suitable for this kind of a thing. So the doctor said, "Fine, let's check you out." He sends him to all kind of tests, and he makes an ultrasound on his kidney. He's waiting for the results. Takes time. They don't get it. He doesn't understand why they don't get the results. And then the doctor calls him and tells him, "Listen, we found something attached, some kind of a tumor, okay, on your kidney, and you have to right away take care of that." So usually, so they send him right away to scan, to make a CT, to scan, a CAT scan. Usually it takes time until you find the line to do this test. Usually is very long. You have to wait, and it takes time. But because the people in charge found to know that this guy really wanted to make a favor, he wanted to donate his kidney, and he did it out of pure, you know, caring and kindness and everything. So they're trying to expedite this line, so you won't have to wait for a long time. And everybody were trying to start to help him and make so much effort so that this test will be urgent and fast. And then it says, I read about this, that right away the next day they made this test, and over there they found that this tumor that he had was not inside the kidney but next to it.
Oh, thank you.
So now you'll have to go through a surgery to see what they could do with this, you know. now you have to find a surgeon, and you have to find, it's a whole big procedure, and it takes time usually. But they really liked the fact that he was really trying to help. So there was this guy in Israel, Rabbi Führer, that he helps.
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
He's not a doctor.
He's not, and he knows in and out everything, whatever you need for any kind of treatment or anything. And he sends him to this special surgeon, and this special surgeon, it takes time even to get to them.
Right.
He finds time to take care of him. He reads his file, he learns his file and everything. And it was a few days before Rosh Hashanah. They said, okay, we can do it one day before Rosh Hashanah, this surgery. But he asked if it's possible to do it a day after Rosh Hashanah. It's on Gedalia. It's he wanted to pray better on Rosh Hashanah, so they let him. And a day after Rosh Hashanah, they make this surgery on him. The doctor, instead of working on him for about 2.5 hours, worked on him, 5 hours, double. He told him, you don't know how Hashem loves you, he tells him after he woke up. He says, it was just a regular tumor, Baruch Hashem, was not cancerous. But instead of taking this kidney and throw it, because there's no use to it anymore, he just very skillfully cleaned it all around, removed this tumor, and put it back, like everything is back and everything is normal, everything like a healthy and everything. True story. What am I trying to say? When somebody makes chesed, especially this kind of a chesed, he didn't have anything in mind. It was a pure act of helping. Kindness, helping people. He didn't want to get anything in return. Didn't want to become famous and everybody will, praise him or anything. But when somebody does this kind of kindness, usually Hashem loves it. And we know, it's a side thing that when you do chesed, you get back Hashem. But this is not the idea. Is Amar Rabbi Zira says in Ruth Rabbah. Rabbah is the midrash on megilat Ruth. We're going to read it in Chag HaShavuot. Amar Rabbi Zira, Megillah zo en ba lo tum'ah velo tahara. We don't learn there any kind of laws of purity or impurity. And isur veheter. We don't learn about koshering or what's kosher, what's not kosher. We don't learn any kind of laws. What is this Megillah? Why is it written? Ela. It says, ללמדך כמה שכר טוב לגומלי חסדים. What is the good reward of people who make kindness, of people who make kind things to other people? This is the only reason that this Megillah is written, Megillat Ruth. I want to tell you something. You remember Lot. Lot was Sarah's brother, okay? Abraham came from Terach, right? And Terach, he had Abraham, he had Haran, okay, his brother, and Lot come from Haran, he's his nephew, okay? Now Lot lived all his life with Abraham Avinu. He learned a lot from Abraham Avinu, being in his house and seeing. Abraham was kind. He just loved helping people. Seeing all the time how Abraham is caring about people and hosting people, it got into him. Okay, and he also wanted to help out people because that's what he saw in the house of Abraham Avinu. But there was some kind of a problem there. When Abraham was younger, so he didn't believe in idols, he didn't believe in statues and idol worshipping. And in the house of his father, he destroyed all the statues that he had there. He used to sell all those statues. And King Nimrod, okay, he wanted to persecute him. So he told everybody that he's going to be thrown, Abraham is going to be thrown to this furnace of fire. And they put Haran next to him. Haran was debating his brother, didn't know. He was not fully, he wasn't believing 100% in Hashem like Abraham did. So when Abraham was thrown to the fire because he believed so much in Hashem and he didn't care to die on the name of Hashem, Kiddush Hashem, he was saved. Haran was debating, he was thinking, he was calculating, like, if Abraham was saved, so I'll be in his side. And if something is going to happen to Abraham, I'll be in Nimrod's side. Meaning he wasn't sure who is 100% right. And he was thrown to this fire and he didn't survive.
Haran also?
Haran.
Oh, Haran was thrown into the fire too?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't
he
know
wasn't
that.
their son. And Lot is his son. And Lot is constantly also debating and is not 100% sure about 100% believing in Hashem. What do I mean by that? When for Lot was very important money. It was very important business, going to, I don't know, 47, other places, whatever. And he saw Sodom, and Sodom was a very fruitful land, a lot of money, abundance over there. And he wanted to stay there. Abraham said it's not a good idea because these wicked people here, bad people are living here, okay? That they don't allow people to help one another. It's not a good idea. It's not. They will influence you to the bad. And he said, no, I don't care. I want to stay here. And they separated. This is when Abraham and Lot separated. Abraham, even though he cared for these people, and we know that he prayed for them, that Hashem would not destroy them. He cared for them, but he wouldn't live in there or with them, next to them. Lot didn't care, and he was influenced by them. But still, he was trying to be there and to be the best that he could there. They were not allowed to have people over, to host people. It wasn't allowed. It was against their laws. And Lot did bring people over, even though he was a judge there. He got this job over there. He was a judge. When they found to know that he has some people over, okay, they wanted to come into his house and then they wanted to fight with him. I want to ask you, about 75 years ago, so we had the World War II, the Holocaust. The Nazis were persecuting Jewish people. Whoever hides Jewish people, that runs from state to state, from city to city, from village to village, from country to country, they had spies all over, they had their soldiers all over, okay? They will be persecuted too. Let's put ourselves in a test. If somebody, a whole family that's running from the Nazis, okay, in the middle of the night are going to knock in our door and ask for a refugee, a place to stay, a shelter, would we let them go in? No? With a very worry, we will, because we're Jews. We want to help. We want to help, but we won't be so crazy, so delighted about that. Okay, we won't do it with so much excitement. Okay, so it's crowded as is. Okay, we will crowd. We will let them in. Okay. But we're not so happy about that, okay? Let's say you see a family doesn't knock by your door. You see a family in the street that they're wandering, they need a place. Test number 2. Would you cross the road, the street, and come to them and introduce yourself and tell them, do you want to come to stay in my house? This is already a difficult question. Because not everyone would do that. Because, if they come and they knock by you, you say to yourself, okay, fine, they found me, what can I do? I have to. But if nobody comes to you, nobody asks from you anything, okay, not necessarily you're going to offer your help because of this hard situation, the tough situation. It wasn't an easy time. And now, let's say this family tells you, something, we'll manage, don't worry, we have a place to go. You don't have to bring us to your house. What usually people are going to feel?
No, sure.
Such a relief. Because who needs this headache? I mean, I tried, I offered, but they don't need my help. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Look at Lot. Lot is so much greater than us in doing chesed. He's bringing people over even though it's against the law, the government do not allow to bring people over, he protects them. He doesn't let them say. He offers his own daughters. He does all kind of stuff so that they would stay. He insists them to come. He was the one that went out and asked them and insisted them, please come to my house. They didn't knock at his door and say, can we stay here? He went to ask for them. You see, and Lot learned it from Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu, we know, was when he was 100 years old, he was after a brit that he did to himself, all weak and tired and painful. And he's going outside in the sunny, hot weather in the desert, and he's looking for guests. He learned it from somebody, and whenever he sees from afar somebody, he makes the whole house upside down. Avraham Avinu, you bring the water, you bring the food, you bring the fire, you bring the cows, you bring this, you bring the... It makes everybody work, okay? Because he wants to benefit. He wants to make these people feel good, and they should eat, they should drink, they should just to make good to people.
Just like the Bukharim.
And this is what Lot saw by Avraham Avinu, and this is what he said. Why do I mention Lot? Because megilat Ruth HaMoaviyah, she came from Lot. And Ruth is totally the opposite of Lot.
Say it again?
Ruth, okay, when Hashem destroyed Sodom, so he had to run away. He had his wife that he took from, she was from Sodom, his wife, and she didn't like to help others. She didn't like to help people. She didn't like to host people. They say she was stingy in a salt, even to bring salt to the table. How much salt cost? How much does it cost? It doesn't cost so much anyway, right? And even with this, it bothered her. Why he offers it to the people? Not talking about bread, not talking about food. This was Lot's wife. She stayed behind. His daughters were the ones that were saved. And he ran away with only his daughters, came to some kind of a cave, and believed that the whole world was destroyed. They didn't know it was only Sodom that was destroyed. So much you have to hear, you have to understand what type of thing Hashem did over there, the Hapechat Sodom and Hashem put everything upside down. Until today, Sodom, when you go to next to Yam HaMelach, it's a dead country. Nothing grows there. And it was the most fruitful place. So they believed that the whole world was destroyed. And his daughters, they convinced their father that they need to have continuity. If not, the world would not going to exist. In a way, they wanted to make chesed. They didn't do it just for adultery.
Right.
In a way, they did it for chesed.
It came from a pure place. It came from a pure thought.
Yeah. So it wasn't a pure act, of course.
But the thought.
Yeah.
Pure.
So from this came Ammon and Moab. These two nations, Ammon and Moab, two nations that were very bad to Israel. When we left Egypt and we were fighting and we were there, we were crossing the desert, we were next to their country, we asked for some food and some water. They never cared about helping out, about about coming and doing something, and they were against even. And so it says, "Lo yavo Ammoni uMoavi b'kehal Hashem ad olam." You know, other people are allowed to convert to Judaism. Even Egyptians are allowed to convert to Judaism. We were in their country. We were suffering by them. They were torturing us. Whatever they did to us for those 210 years, still if an Egyptian wants to convert to Judaism, Hashem says, you stayed in their house, in their country, you ate their food, you drank their, okay, you're supposed to feel some kind of gratitude, but not with with Ammon and Moab. They are bad people, and you never have anything to do with them. So the only reason that Lot was saved twice from death, once in the war between the kings, Abraham went to save him, and once here in this situation, is so that Ruth is going to come out of him, the offspring, so the one that came from Moab was Ruth. You see, Ruth, she was a daughter of a king. Eglon Melech Moab was her father. She had another sister by the name Orpah. And see how the names influence so much on their behavior. Whenever, Baruch Hashem, people have a baby boy, baby girl, and you put a name, it affects so much their personality. So, Ruth and Orpah. Elimelech, which was a great man in Judah, okay, it was a hunger time in Jerusalem, in Israel, so he goes to live in Moab. He doesn't want to help his other needy brothers and sisters, and he do an act against kindness. He goes to live in Moab among these people they don't like to help, okay? And his sons are getting married to this Ruth and Orpah. Ruth, ra'ata bechamota. Chazal say that she was watching the behavior of her mother-in-law. She saw the great woman she was. She appreciated the good qualities that she had. Ra'ata bechamota. Was concentrating on her, not on herself, but on her mother-in-law to learn. What can I learn from this great woman? Orpah, that one, hifneta orof lechamota. Orof in Hebrew is the neck. She turned her back to her mother-in-law. You know, when things are going okay and all right, you have the money, you have everything, we're the best friends. But when things are not going smooth anymore, when it's tough times, when you don't have the money anymore, when you don't have the job anymore, so how are you with other people, with your friends, with your husband, And so she turned her back. She says, no point, what should I do with her? She's an old woman and she cannot really help me anymore. So, Barut davka b'chamota. And whatever it says there, that Haran wasn't 100% believing in Hashem, didn't know, whatever, Ruth came to fix that problem. Because she told her mother-in-law, Ba'asher tamuti amut. Wherever you go, even where you die, I do the same, whatever you do. I don't mind to die on Kiddush Hashem. I don't mind that it's going to be too hard on me. You know, when somebody converts to Judaism is beautiful. We have a lot of laws. The Torah teaches us how to be great people, how to be human. But many times when you come to live among religious people, you see faults. You don't see everything perfect. Yeah. Ruth comes to Israel, and over there they don't accept her nicely. Who are you? You're a Moabite. You're coming from a nation that... And they look at her, you know, she wasn't accepted nicely there. And then as she goes, it was 10 years they had famine in Israel. And after 10 years, Baruch Hashem, rain came, and the fields started to be full with wheat again, with food and everything. So she sees how other girls go to collect those bundles of wheat, and she doesn't like the way that they act. She doesn't like the way that they're not so modest. You know, they don't wear so much tzanua, or they speak too loud with the guys. They're too friendly with them. You know, you want to get benefits, so you try to be friendly with the people who work there. Maybe they will give you something. Maybe they will, you know, give you a gift. They will benefit you something. And she doesn't look at these things. She just looks at the good of the Jewish nation. And that's the beauty of Ruth. And Ruth, it says on our Torah, "V'torat chesed al leshona." Right? It says in Mishlei, King Solomon says it in Eshet Chayil. מה זה תורת חסד על לשונה? All our Torah is all about chesed, and this is what megilat Ruth teaches us. The Torah starts with chesed. What is this act of chesed the Torah starts with? When Adam and Chava, they made the sin, they felt embarrassed. They felt that they are naked. Hashem tafar lahem, Hashem sewed them for them, kutnot or veyalbishem. Hashem gave them clothing. Because they felt so embarrassed, okay, He put on them clothing. This is the first act of kindness. And it finishes, the Torah finishes after 5 books, in another act of kindness, כתוב, ויגבור אותו בגיא. Hashem buried Moshe Rabbeinu Okay, which is the greatest chesed that could be, chesed shel emet, bearing, taking care of that person. So if we look at the Torah, we see that it starts in kindness and it ends in kindness. But, so we talk about kindness. Kindness, though, that comes with emunah, with believing in Hashem. Avraham Avinu wasn't just kind to everybody and that's it. He believed in Hashem and he was fighting with Lot. You know, don't run after money if the environment, if the society are not good. He didn't want to listen to him. Avraham stuck to his beliefs and stuck to whatever, you know, he knew that it's important. So they come to Israel and they said that Ruth was all about chesed. First of all, she made a great chesed with her mother-in-law. She didn't want to leave her alone. Her mother-in-law was already poor. She cannot really give anything to her. She cannot really help her out. And she doesn't want to leave her. She wants to stick to her and to be with her all the time. So this is the first chesed that she did. Number two, she didn't marry with anybody meanwhile. We know that she was married to Machlon. The other one was married to Kilion, Machlon and Kilion. And they don't have brothers. So basically they can marry with other people. She was waiting for somebody from their family to make a mitzvah that's called Yibum. Today we don't, there's a mitzvah that's called Yibum. Yibum means when somebody dies and he doesn't have children yet, so he doesn't feel, he's restless in the next world because no children. So it's a great mitzvah if a brother of this dead person can marry her, and the child or the children that are going to come from this marriage, they will continue the name of the brother that died. It's a great mitzvah. And so she was waiting for that. He had a relative. He didn't want to do that because he didn't want a headache. I have another wife already. I don't want. What about the land? What about this? A whole thing. He didn't want to get problems. And so Boaz, okay, Boaz was the Gadol Ador, was the biggest rabbi at that time, was old already, very, very old. The biggest rabbi, was the judge also. This great man takes upon himself this responsibility of taking care of this woman, which is a great chesed from Boaz. He didn't really have to do this.
He's 80 already.
He was very, very old, very, very old. He didn't really have to do it. And see what he did. They say that in one day, he was really fast in this. In one day, he spoke with all the Sanhedrin. He gathered the rabbis. He asked them what to do. He asked them if he could, instead of the one that will marry her, that they didn't want, his other brother or cousin, he would marry her. He wanted to redeem all the lands that Elimelech left. Okay, before he left to Moab, he wanted to redeem all this land so that Naomi and Ruth will have something to live from. He didn't have to do all this, and old person that, okay, I'll do it next year. Now, he did everything fast and also got married to Ruth. And it says, he did it in one day. Because he was so diligent, because he did things very fast, he didn't delay, he didn't wait, he didn't do, Hashem rewarded them. And even first night, this Ruth, she got pregnant. Another thing that it says, that Ruth was never ever be able to have children because she didn't have a womb. She didn't have uterus.
Wow.
And it says that Boaz nasat leisha, he took her as a wife, and only then she became a real woman. Meaning Hashem made a miracle and created in her body a womb so that she'll be able to carry a child.
Wow. So our generation has so much hope, it's not even funny. No. It's unbelievable. All the girls that are 30, 40, 50, 60, they're all flipping out.
She was around 40.
Hashem can do it.
Yeah, she was around 40. And she got married to this man. Yes, unfortunately he died the next day.
Yeah.
Wow. But
maybe Ruach HaKodesh, he knew he had to do it all within a day because
so
he was going.
I don't know if he knew, but he did everything. L'Shem Shamayim. He did a whole big mitzvah here, a great chesed here, and this is the purpose of writing all this in the Megillah, so that to teach us, what is the great reward, the good reward that we said to these people. Because if not, they would lose this the King David came from this relationship, offspring of King David, Mashiach, building the temple, King Shlomo, all the dynasty of King David. They would lose all this if they wouldn't do it, if they wouldn't care about one another, if they... So this is the great thing that we learn from this thing. It says in the Midrash, it says Boaz asay shelo. Boaz did whatever he had to do. Ruth asay shelo, even though it was hard for her. Her mother-in-law tells her to do all kind of stuff, and she goes and she does it. Naomi asay shelo. She pushed for all this to happen, and so Hashem said, "Okay, I have to do my share also." And he made everything happen. They said that even it was interesting. This guy that was supposed to marry her, he wasn't in town, he wasn't around, and Hashem made him come to that. It says, Chazal said, even if he would be in the other end of the world, Hashem would somehow fly him, okay, with a special hashgacha pratit and bring him there so that he will testify. He didn't want to do it, so Boaz knew that he could really take over and take Ruth as his wife. So it says that he also spoke with her, gave her all kind of comforting words whenever she came. He didn't have to. He had a lot of workers. He could assign somebody to take care of her. No, he himself went and he spoke with her and helped her out. And
maybe she was beautiful.
Huh?
Maybe she was beautiful.
Maybe yes, maybe no. But he did pay attention to her, because all the others, would flirt with the guys, would go. He saw that she's so smart. She goes, she doesn't take anything. She wants to know the ways first. Only when she comes back, instead of going and carrying extra stuff, only when on the way back she takes with her the stuff. He saw how she conducted herself, how she, she never, there's a mitzvah that's called the leket shichecha ufe'ah. Shichecha means that if the workers there, they don't pay attention to certain bundles of wheat, okay? If it has less than 2, so the poor people can come and pick it up. If it has 3 and more, it's the owners, they cannot pick it up. The other girls didn't pay attention to this. They would take, because they were so hungry, there was famine for a long time, there was a hunger, okay? They wouldn't pay attention, but she would care so much about the laws that he was asking, who is this girl? Where is she coming from? How does she know all these laws? And basically Naomi was the one that taught her the laws and everything. And he saw the beauty of the personality of this woman. So because of all this chesed that Boaz did to Ruth, okay, he got this kingship of David HaMelech. And I want to ask you, what's the connection between the chesed and this kingship?
Chesed and what?
Chesed and the kingship, the malchut that they got. Why did they get malchut? Okay, it says in Chazal that Hashem tests great people. Hashem tests them if they fit their assignment, the mission that they have to do in the world. Hashem first tests them. Hashem tested Moshe, Hashem tested Abraham so many times, and Hashem tested King David too. Before becoming the king, becoming the Mashiach, Hashem wanted to test him. How did Hashem test him? Hashem tested him among, he was a shepherd. He was taking care of sheep, okay? Hashem wanted to see how is he with the sheep. Excuse me? This is the way you check a king? Ask Trump what he has to do. He has to have the ability to talk, ability of speech. He needs to get the right words. He needs to get the right people that will tell him the right what to say, how to convince people, how to speak brilliant and good ideas and good ideology and convincing people. And this is tactics that they learn. He has to be a diplomat. He has to know when to answer, what to answer, how to answer, to who to answer. They have to learn all these things. And this is how people pick up, who is going to be their great leader. He has to learn, he has to come with a record. I did this, all kind of public business, all kind of benefits that he did to his nation, to his followers, to his subjects. Okay, then we will decide if we want you. He has to come with all kind of other abilities, you know, in order to that he has to be firm. He has to show, you know, what is his
ability to lead.
The ability to lead, his ideology and all this. And Hashem doesn't check King David with all this. He checks him, how is he with the animals. And in Chazal, they explain, they show how King David was handling his flock of sheep. So he would put them all in one big a place where you keep all the sheep.
Yeah, the barn.
The barn. And so first he would let go out the little sheep, because the little sheep, they need to get the best grass, the most soft grass. Okay, so first he would let go the little ones. Then he would let go, set free the older ones that can eat, you know, not so soft grass. They can eat some hard grass too. And only in the end, he would let free the young, the strong ones, because they can eat also hard grass. If he would let first, you know, if we let them all go in one shot, so the strong ones will take first the young, the soft grass. Everybody likes to eat soft grass, and then the younger ones, the little ones, they will be controlled by them. Also the older ones, they will be controlled by them, and it's going to be a whole big chaos. It's better this way. Hashem checks people on the little things, on an everyday basis, tests the things that happen to them all day long. Sometimes they say that if a person knows that he has to go through a big test, he has to go through huge nisayon now, very hard, not easy. He has to work on himself, he has to control his mouth, he has to whatever he has to go through. Sometimes when people know that they have to go through such a big thing, and they're aware of this nisayon, so they hold themselves. They can go through this nisayon, through this test. But Hashem